Trump called the police about Jeffrey Epstein in 2006, where he described Ghislaine Maxwell as Epstein's evil operative. Here goes the document. Here it says, what is this? This is an interview with Trump, 10, and it says he knew Epstein was disgusting. Trump said Maxwell was Epstein's operative. She is evil, and to focus on her. Trump told redacted that he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein. So we've heard about this before in the past, that like when they were investigating Epstein, Trump was one of the first people to cooperate with the feds and give them, and with the state police at the time, and give them whatever he knew, and he is known to have kicked them out of Mar-a-Lago. But these documents just came out and proved that he was one of the first people to call the police on Epstein and say that they were evil and that Ghislaine was evil. And it was so bad that all of these news outlets had to come out and report it. ABC News, a former police chief who investigated Jeffrey Epstein in the mid-2000s, told the FBI he had received a call from Donald Trump at the time to say, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this," according to an FBI account. Forbes came out. Trump reportedly called the police about Epstein in 2006, said Ghislaine Maxwell was evil. And I saw a bunch of other news outlets reporting it and having to back up this story, which I know the left is definitely losing it over, because the whole point of this Epstein release was to prove that Trump was, best friends with him and basically engaged in all of these activities and his bestie, and they wrote love letters, and that we were going to find out that Trump was engaged in horrible activities, which, there was things in the documents that mentioned Trump's names, but we talked about that last week, where a lot of those claims, most of them, the ones that accused him of doing things, was from uncredible sources who were investigated and found out some of them were were mentally ill. Others were just, unsubstantiated claims, and a lot of them were placed in 2025 in a tip line to make Trump look bad. I want to show this also. One of the files in the Epstein release showed that Jeffrey Epstein in 2018 purchased 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. Just a little bit suspicious there.
Yeah.
Little bit suspicious there. Someone else broke down the timeline of Trump and Epstein to make more sense. He said the only people who believe Trump is implicated are the people who don't know the Trump-Epstein timeline. 2005, Trump bans Epstein from all Trump properties for hitting on underage girls. 2006, Epstein arrested in Florida after Trump helped victims go after Epstein. This is after we just found out he called the police in 2006. This is after he cooperated with them. 2008, Epstein was convicted on minimal charges, an 18-month sentence from Bush-appointed judge, and let off the hook by Clinton-allied FBI. This is when he got that sweetheart deal in 2008, when he was allowed to go in and out of jail and have Wi-Fi access and do whatever the hell he wanted, and basically just not even be in prison.
Yep.
And then 2008 to 2016, Obama and the Dems did absolutely nothing about Epstein. The media didn't touch it. It was a conspiracy theory. This is when we saw the clip of who was the girl who was on was it ABC, when she was talking about how she had the whole story. They interviewed people, they interviewed victims, but the network wouldn't let her air the story because they wanted to interview the Duchess and the Prince at the time. What was the chick's name? I can't remember, but she was a news anchor. She got caught on the hot mic talking about how they wouldn't let her tell the story.
Yeah.
2017, less than 3 weeks after inauguration, Trump signs EO 13773, targeting transnational criminal organizations, preventing criminal trafficking. It was one of the first things Trump did as POTUS. Trump targeted not just Epstein's operation, but others like it around the world. Trump's DOJ in 2019 arrests Jeffrey Epstein, seizes his island, throws him in jail for crimes against children. That happened under Trump, y'all. Trump, his best friend, remember. 2020, Trump's DOJ arrests Ghislaine Maxwell, throws her in jail for crimes against children. Now, 2021 to 2024, under Biden and the Dems, they didn't say a word about Epstein. In fact, when it was brought up, it was a conspiracy theory again. Anyone who's spreading that Trump is implicated in crimes related to Epstein is simply proving that they are ignorant to the entire situation and timeline. Trump is not Epstein's buddy. Trump used the full force of the U.S. government to take Epstein out, shut down his operation, seize his island, and threw his ass in jail. Trump has been after Epstein for 20 years. After Trump found out the monster that he was, Trump knew that what he had to do. Trump is Epstein's number one enemy. And in the files, you see that multiple times. Epstein said that Trump is the worst person that he's ever met. People are trying to use that as some kind of ammunition against Trump when you actually are making the case for this. They don't realize how stupid that looks. Like, even Jeffrey Epstein said Trump's a horrible person. That's just like people being mad that he didn't like black women. It's so stupid. But yeah, so you see the narrative falling apart in real time with the Trump and the Epstein thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. But that's why it was so annoying to me. And I still don't understand why, but when he got elected this time and they tried to like change the whole tone. At first it was, we're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then all of a sudden it was, okay, we didn't really release them. We've kind of faked it. And then anyone who asks about it, why are you still talking about this? Like, Jeffrey Epstein is a hoax. That's why that whole thing kind of threw a lot of people off, because it was like, wait a minute, you have this record of going after him. You talked about him openly in public. You did talk about him on the campaign trail. You talked about the Epstein files, and then all of a sudden it just kind of went left. And I think it had a lot to do with what he knew they were trying to cook the books with him and Epstein, like put his name in the files multiple times to try to discredit him in a lot of senses. I think that's what it had to be.
I think you're right. I think that they were like, well, how do we? I think he didn't trust the public, and he knew that they were going to take stuff and try to twist it.
Mm-hmm.
And
the media, he knew the media would do that.
So yeah, he tried to act like it was nothing, and I think when he says that, it's maybe that part, but there might be some more to it. Could be, you never know. What I will say is Jeffrey Epstein dead?
Bro, I was just about to show. That was my next video. That was my next video. Have you seen the pictures of the dude that they found in Tel Aviv that looks like him?
Yes.
Okay.
Did anything come out about that?
No, they have. No one said anything about it, but
it looks just like him.
It looks just like him.
Yeah.
And there's also, I don't know if you've heard about. Have you heard about Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account? Apparently, this dude used to play video games a lot, and he had a Fortnite account. Okay. And his Fortnite account has been active and been being played in Israel.
Huh.
Here, that's the video that I was gonna show you.
So Fortnite actually responded and got community noted. There's this rumor that JE was spotted in Israel, and then his Fortnite account was seen active multiple times last year, also out of Israel. It's an account of the same name as one of his emails in the official files, as well as JE's official YouTube account, also in the files. And everyone thinks JE is still alive playing Fortnite out of Israel. A pretty wild claim, I gotta say, but then Fortnite actually responded, saying that it was all a ruse and it was just another player that changed his name to the same one that JE had in the files as a troll or whatever. But then their response got community noted, saying that their explanation doesn't make any sense. That if you look at any other player who has changed their name, you can see their old name in their player history, just like you can see with this account right here, not related to the actual JE one. But if you look at the official JE account history, Littlest Jeff 1, which I'm realizing is actually Little Saint Jeff 1, like his island, you can see that his name has always been the same, meaning Fortnite straight up lied, like they're covering something up. So either JE is still alive and ripping Fortnite for whatever reason, or someone hacked his account out of Israel. Let's pause right there before this video gets taken down. Oh, and then the community note got deleted. I guess the overlords didn't like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, bro. That's pretty crazy. And I've seen, like, they were talking about this when the files first dropped out. Like, when they got when they got a hold of all those email accounts that he had, you know, these internet people, they search for everything. So someone found his Fortnite account and was like, yo, this account has been active in Israel. And, like, so that went viral. And then that's when Fortnite came out and made that statement. But then the statement got community noted because their reasoning behind it didn't make sense, because people, that you're not going to lie and fool people with BS. Like, they know how it works. So yeah, it's strange, bro. Like, they showed the picture, that picture of the dude. He looks like Jeffrey Epstein. Even like,
he does.
Even like,
at first, when I first started seeing, because there's video too.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, man, is this AI? Or
that's what I thought. I initially I was like, this got to be AI. But
yeah.
It doesn't seem like it is.
Yeah, it looks like him. Just
even
looks like
like,
a guy with a beard. Looks like Jeffrey Epstein with a beard and long hair.
have you seen the pictures of him in prison when he had his beard and mustache in prison? Let me see if I can pull it up.
I don't think so. You know I can't see.
You can't see the stuff I'm putting up?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I can see it on the stream, but it comes up late. So I'm really like not. I'm listening. I can hear it, but I can't see.
Oh, that's crazy. You should be able to see it.
So you know.
Let me see if I can fix that, because you should be able to see it. Let's see. Video output. Do you see yourself now on the little?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. So now you should be able to see it. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now look at his beard and his mustache. Right. You see how his mustache and the little
darker.
piece, it's a little darker. Now look at this guy.
Yeah.
It's even the same shade.
Yeah. Yeah. This is some interesting stuff. And of course, Jamie, I'm not. We're not saying this is Jeffrey Epstein, but it's definitely interesting. And the fact that I know in the files there was some stuff about how he can't stand Tel Aviv. Like, did you hear about that?
No,
like,
what? I didn't see that part.
There was some stuff I saw about Israel. Like, there was some stuff he talked about, like Goyim and stuff, right? Too.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Tons of Goyim stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, the guy isn't practicing.
Oh heck no, he's literally a devil. Yeah. Did you see the Steve Bannon interview when he asked him, "Are you the devil?"
No.
There's a clip about that where he asked him, "Are you the devil?" and he goes, and he says something weird about, I have a good mirror. Like he's saying, he says like I'm not the devil, but I have a good mirror. Like basically saying I know I'm evil. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find that. Well, what did he say about Tel Aviv? I don't like Israel at all, Jeffrey Epstein. Your girls would love it. Would you be? I do not like Israel at all. So the only thing I see is Epstein reported to go to Israel as he didn't like it. Come to Israel with us, relax, have some fun, interesting. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so I see him saying that he doesn't like Israel.
Maybe it was Israel.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking about Tel Aviv. It might have been something else, but
listen, you might hate Israel unless the choices are go to Israel or die in prison. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, if he was working for Mossad, I mean,
yeah,
could be a connection, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's weird because he had bodyguards, whoever this guy was.
Yeah.
Right? He obviously had guys that were walking with him.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's very interesting, man.
Here's this the clip I was talking about.
But why now?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Why now?
Why now? Like, why why decide to release all this now?
I mean, why is he being seen now? Is it just because people are more? It's more. Is it kind of like the new car phenomenon?
I think so. I think so.
You're aware of something, so now
because now we're talking about it again. Now people are now that in the files, you know, the dude went on Reddit and talked about how they swapped his body out, like the guy who worked in the prison, you know?
Yeah.
So now people are actively looking for him. So I think that's what causes it, you know? But check out this clip right here.
Do you think you're the devil himself? No, but I do have a good mirror. You're telling me that during that day, you never had a moment. You sat there and go, what the fuck have I done with my life? I'm in a 6x9 jail cell when I should be on a trading desk, or I should be in my $250 million, greatest townhouse in New York City, taking calls from the king of Saudi Arabia, the president of China, the head of Russia, the president of the United States, to save the world's population from a financial debacle. No, I would just say how strange that this happens. It's strange. I'm wearing a jumpsuit and flip-flops. What color was the jumpsuit? Brown. Brown jumpsuit and flip-flops. Flip-flops, yes. With no access to books, no access to newspapers, no access to anything. You had lived on information. Except my Almond Joy bars. I had extra Almond Joy bars. Did you eat Almond Joy bars and things like that because you're afraid of what the cooks did to your food? Yes.
2.
What are you, class 3 sexual predator? Tier 1. Tier 1, you're the lowest, but a criminal. What percentage of people do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children? I would say everyone said I want the money for my children. Did they know where the money came from? I think if you told them, if I told them the devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life. Do you think you're the devil himself? No, but I do have a good mirror. It's a serious question. Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil. Somebody
devil's
knows the devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Yeah. And then after he asked him about that was when he ended the interview. Right after he asked that question, right after that little exchange, he goes, "All right, we got to go."
Now, here's another interesting thing.
Yeah.
The time where he got caught for this stuff and was arrested, this was the same time where all the downfall of the whole economic system,
Yeah.
with where the economy was built off of these loans, right? These faulty
subprime mortgages. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's it called? B loans.
Yeah, even that was something that scammers came up with in order to sign off more loans for people that couldn't afford them. Subprime, the idea of subprime.
Yeah.
It's basically like saying, oh, they don't have good credit. So instead of saying people, I think Jeffrey Epstein talked about it in this interview. Didn't he talk about it in this interview?
I didn't watch it. So
bro, you should watch it. It's pretty freaking creepy. And I don't know if you heard, but now Steve Bannon is being investigated for being involved with Epstein in some kind of way. Because it was weird to me, why did he do this hour-long interview with Jeffrey Epstein? And now all of a sudden, all this stuff is coming out about Steve Bannon being implicated with him in some sort of way. But yeah, he talks about it in this interview, the idea that these basically these lenders wanted to come up with a way. You can't force people. You can't say oh, we'll come up with a loan for people with bad credit. So you say we'll call it subprime. You know what I mean? So that way it's an easier sell.
Well, I know a lot of this stuff came up through Clinton.
Yes.
Right. It started with Clinton.
Right.
And it just got worse and worse.
Right.
It was some kind of Clinton policies where he was everybody's gonna be able to buy homes, and he forced the bank's hand with certain things.
Dude, you gotta watch it. Epstein literally blames Clinton for the crash in 2008, and he says that. He says Clinton was the one that wanted to come up with this way to get loans to people with bad credit. You gotta watch it. He literally blames Clinton for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird that all this stuff was kind of found out in a very weak way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he got a slap on the wrist type thing.
Yep.
But it was during the financial crisis.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. To me, that's weird. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but it's very interesting because, again, where was all his money coming from, right? And if you go back and you look at how he was being funded, what it seems like from the CIA, and these groups got mixed up with who's the guy from Victoria's Secret?
Oh yeah, Wexler.
Yeah. But they were trying to prop him up to be this billionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
where's this money coming from? How are they bringing this money in? And then you look at all the fraud that was happening in that time.
Yeah.
With all of these, I went back and watched The Big Short.
Yeah, I need to watch that again. I haven't seen it.
I went back and watched that, and it's very interesting. All the fraud that was happening because everybody knew that it was failing. And it took 2 years for it to come out. They were bluffing for 2 years. They were acting like everything was fine for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right, and just trying to push money in certain places, trying to what do you call it? Like a balloon, or I'm trying to think of the right word. Basically, the whole housing economy market it was all
a bubble. It was a bubble.
It was a bubble. There you go. Not a balloon, a bubble. There you go. It was a bubble, and it was built on nothing. Right? There was no foundation to it, and they tried to hide it for 2 years before it actually came out and started to fall apart.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah, and I got to go back and watch it because it's definitely something that we have let time kind of allow us to forget about. And most of the people, that are engaging now in a lot of this discourse don't even know anything about that time. And we're like children or not even born yet, which is crazy. I got to give a shout out to George. He's jumping in on the chat. A little late on it though, because we was on this topic a while ago. But he said, as a Puerto Rican born and raised, I have mixed feelings on how the country is reacting to this. Well, that's because you are emotionally tied to it, my friend. You are Puerto Rican, so you're gonna be offended by the fact that people are like, I don't understand it. People are so dialed in on the artist, the language barrier, the political views, but they forget what that means to the Puerto Rican people to have their culture included in the world's largest stage. No one is considering that aspect. Yeah, I mean, and we talked about that already. We said that it's good to show the different cultural aspects of America, but you gotta pick the right vessel to do that. And I don't think Bad Bunny is the right vessel, especially for the content that his music is about. Like if we wanted to show how important America is on the world stage, we wouldn't send Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion or just trying to think of someone who has horrible, disgusting lyrics. But yeah,
I think you said the right one.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to send Ice Spice, to be the one to introduce. Like, I wouldn't be proud of them showing what American culture is if they're up there talking about, WAP, and they're up there singing WAP half naked. Like, I wouldn't be proud of that. But
And I think for only the last like maybe year, maybe a little bit more than that, I would say, yeah, has Bad Bunny cared anything about Puerto Rico in that way? And as people in the music industry, we know how it works. You have to get in and you make deals by doing depravity and doing the worst things you can do.
You make deals with the devil.
Yeah, making deals with the devil, doing the weirdest stuff ever, because you got to be relevant, right? Shock value, all that stuff. It's not just like a lot of this stuff that people, they're just demonic. No, they're using that to shock people and to be relevant. That's a tactic they use.
Yeah.
But you have to do all that. And then maybe he does care about the Puerto Rican people. Maybe he cares about this stuff. But you can't take away that he had to go through a ritual of shame to be able to do anything that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so okay, he's bringing light to the island of Puerto Rico, but I'm just not for that in the way he's doing it. I don't like his content. I don't like what he's. If you're talking about the country, and yeah, there's some stuff with Puerto Rico that they're being taken advantage of, obviously. But there's a way to do that, and when you got rich off of doing horrible stuff, and now you want to act like you're this moral, like justice type of guy. Come on,
people. Yeah,
stop that mess. Stop that mess. You're a hypocrite, and that's my point. Like, you're not the one, but because you got because people are like, oh, but it's Bad Bunny, and people are more caught up in who he is and how he get to who he is because of what he did, the depravity that he did. Now you want to listen to him. It just shows that if you're listening to him now, you can't see with just scales.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, I get it, but it's a whole PR is feeling a lot of. He said, I get it, but a whole PR is feeling a lot of hate. He said, I'm out here defending we are Americans to people I thought who knew better. I mean, that's just ignorance. You know what I mean? The people are out here that think that they're using this as a way to attack Puerto Rico and, saying that,
that's a whole nother thing.
Americans should be only Americans should be doing the Super Bowl. Like, yeah.
No, I would say Puerto Ricans are Americans.
Puerto Ricans are American, but
yeah,
there is something to be said about like doing the NFL openly choosing to do a show that's going to be 100% in Spanish is going to be divisive. Like, you have to understand that, because I know there's no official language, which they're pushing for the official language to be English, but there is a main language that is spoken here.
And I think those are actually more superficial things.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, if somebody gets caught up on that, like, I would say, yeah, you got a point, but that's not the issue compared to everything else. Like, speaking in Spanish and like the cultural stuff versus, and yeah, some of the cultural stuff can overlap, but versus your kids listen to depraved music.
Yeah.
Family listening to depraved music, not understanding that, growing up in that, then you're thinking, oh, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything that he's talking about, again,
I don't know if you saw where we were showing his lyrics. You know.
yeah. Where's the strength at? The strength is in the family, right? You make a weak family, you destroy communities. And so that's the thing that we're really like, this is what's happening, and this is what, no matter like who you put on the stage, for me, like whether it is Cardi B, or who's the other one, Meg Thee
Meg Thee
Stallion, you
Stallion,
know,
Ice Spice. Who's it? Sexy Red.
yeah,
If Sexy Red got a chance to do the World Cup opening for in America, right? And she's doing my coochie's pink, my booty hole's brown in front of the world. That would be embarrassing to me, and I would say, I
that's
don't
a
like
song.
this. Yeah, that's her. Remember, that's I read the lyrics on here
Yeah.
before.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
What's
I
it's
I
called Pound Town.
I just put that. I
Yeah,
put a block up when you start talking about
it's
that song.
called Pound Town, and she says my coochie's pink, my booty hole's brown.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's horrible.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of last year's. I thought that was bad. The whole
divisiveness of Kendrick Lamar.
yeah. Um. So, but I think for this, it's a little different because again, you got a guy who is outright trying to be the talking piece for immigrants, illegal aliens, I'll say, not immigrants. You know, and then he wants to do one of the most American things that people think are the most American thing, which is football, the Super Bowl and football.
Well,
You know,
it is in a sense where it's like even around the world they call it American football. We were just saying that, so it is
yeah,
a very American thing, and even we don't like it when we've talked about Megan Rapinoe and these other athletes in the WNBA and on the Olympic teams that are disrespectful towards this country that go on the world stage. This
yeah.
country
The
gives them,
Olympic teams right now.
yeah,
A
a
lot of
lot of
people over
them
there.
are disrespecting the country, and all of that needs to be called out.
Yeah,
Mom said, yes, he's Puerto Rican, but the point is those lyrics were disgusting and horrible, but most people that aren't Hispanic didn't understand what he was singing. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it still shouldn't be allowed on network TV. Like, even though it's in another language, it still shouldn't be allowed. That is vulgar. But I agree with you that you shouldn't have to be defending Puerto Rico to people because of Bad Bunny. That's crazy. But yeah, let me show you this, Jake, because you didn't hear about this. But apparently, Steve Bannon. It appears Steve Bannon and Epstein were plotting to remove the DOJ protections to bring criminal charges against Trump during his presidency. Newly released Epstein files reveal in 2018 text exchange where the idea of having the DOJ's Office of Legal Counsel withdraw its longstanding memo prohibiting the indictment of sitting presidents is discussed. Epstein compares it directly to how Bush-era OLC memos on torture were later rescinded by Stephen Bradbury in 2009, stating to remove the prohibition on indicting a sitting president would be exactly the same as withdrawing the opinion on torture. Epstein jokes about Yo memos, referring to John Yo's infamous torture authorization. Epstein pushes further, noting Rosenstein can do the same, echoing how OLC opinions are executive power and war on terror were overridden. This brainstorming session happened post Bannon's White House exit after being ousted during his feud with Trump, suggesting an effort to strip away the immunity shield from President Trump amid the Mueller investigation. That's pretty wild. It's a text exchange between him and Epstein where they are discussing how to remove Trump's protection. So yeah, people have been exposing a lot of what's been going on that we did not know was happening in the shadows.
listen, when I just wanted to see on Google, all I did was put Steve, and the first thing that popped up was Bannon. So,
Yeah.
people are researching him now.
Yes. Yep. It's pretty